I know true freedom, and true freedom is following the Lord, is being who you're created to be, being in relationship with Him, knowing where you're going when you die. That's true freedom. True freedom is not doing whatever you want to do. I've tried to live that life out. I've tried to find fulfillment in things and, go at it on my own and the way that I think's best. And freedom in that sense is empty. It's not true freedom. I didn't grow up in church. My parents, they grew up in church, and they kind of felt like it was kind of forced on them a lot growing up, and so they didn't want that for my siblings and I. A few of my best friends really were tugging on me to come to Young Life. They kept inviting me to a summer camp. Ended up talking to one of the leaders there and just talking about life. It was cool, and it wasn't like he was, pressuring me with anything or, shoving the gospel down my throat. It was just conversation. So that day, it was pretty cool. We were out on a sailboat, just in the middle of this beautiful lake. He asked me if I wanted to give my life to Christ, and I just remember thinking about my friend Patrick, he had done that a year ago, and I knew a couple other people who had done that, and I saw something different in them. I saw life in them. So that was leading into some really hard times for me. I wanted to start over, kind of, and I felt like moving out of the house and going to college was the opportunity. So went to JMU and just kind of went wild, kind of curious about life, curious about what's out there, about alcohol, about weed, about girls, about just everything that, college and the world has to offer. About 2 weeks in, it was kind of like God just gave me a wake-up call, just like a smack on the forehead. I was out with some friends from my hall. We were just at some random party, and I was just drinking a lot. In my impaired thinking, I was like, okay, I can just walk home. Next thing I know, blue lights flashing everywhere. Pull over to the side of the road. They just started talking to me, and I was just really drunk. So they put me in cuffs and took me downtown and processed me, and they threw me in the drunk tank. Horrible, worst night of my life. So I remember first getting introduced to porn in the 3rd grade. As I entered middle school, everybody was talking about it. I felt like a normal course for a guy to follow at, 12 years old. Around the time that I had gotten arrested for the 2nd time was when I was really noticing that the porn addiction was really affecting me, and I knew that I needed to stop. So it was just this culmination of everything happening with the arrest, with my parents. We were still having a lot of issues, and the porn and social anxiety, and I was going through some depression at the time, and it was just like a rock bottom kind of experience, just a low, really low point. And I'd never really prayed a whole lot. Praying felt weird to me. This was the first time I had really gotten real about praying. I really just called out to God and just asked for help. I just asked Him to help me. It was kind of just where I was at. That was my simple prayer. Over the next couple months, He started freeing me from the porn addiction. And this was the first time I'd really felt God's presence, felt His hand. It felt freeing. It just felt like He was breaking a chain. It felt like it was a chain that was just weighing me down, and just keeping me from being who I was supposed to be, keeping me from being a man, keeping me from being who God called me to be. That was like really when I was like, okay, like God is real. It's like he's doing something in my life and I know it. I know God's real because I felt him. I felt true joy. I felt love. I felt peace. I felt faithfulness. I felt so many other attributes of him, and I've learned about him up here, and I've also experienced him down here. I've tried to find fulfillment in things and, you know, go at it on my own and the way that I think's best, and freedom in that sense is empty. It's not true freedom. I don't regret ever giving my life to Christ. It was the best thing I've ever done in my life.